All right, everyone, we're going to close out the amide lecture circuit. This will close out chapter 18 in the Timberlake textbook. You'll be in section 6. This will also close out chapter 15 in the Libre textbook. You'll be in section 16. Talking about hydrolysis of amides. So what is hydrolysis? Hydrolysis is the splitting of a bond using water and an acid or a base. When we use an acid, the bond that we're breaking is this carbon-nitrogen single bond, and we're going to reform our carboxylic acid, and we're going to form an ammonium salt. So basically, you're breaking that bond, you're adding the OH part back for the carboxylic acid, and then you're adding another H to you're adding two H's to your amine group to form your ammonium salt. When we do it with base, we're breaking the same bond, right? It's this carbon-nitrogen single bond, but then we're going to form our carboxylate salt, which is just O minus Na plus, or whatever base you use. Usually it'll be a strong base like NaOH. And then we'll add a hydrogen to our nitrogen amine group to reform our amine. So let's look at some examples. If we draw the hydrolysis product of each amide in acid, HCl, we're breaking this bond, and when we hydrolyze an acid, so if we draw acid plus water, this is what will form back, right, is our carboxylic acid. So something that looks like this. And our ammonium salt. So in this case, it would be NH4 plus Cl minus. We look at this amide, carbon-nitrogen bond is still being broken. But then the product, and I'm just going to draw the arrows, I'm not going to draw the other two reactants. The product would be our carboxylic acid with 4 carbons. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons. That's our carboxylic acid, plus our ammonium salt. So N will now have 4 H's, or 3 H's, sorry, plus the CH3 group, offering a plus charge here, and then our Cl minus, so our ammonium salt. If we draw hydrolysis of amides in base, we're still breaking this carbon-nitrogen single bond, but because we're adding base NaOH, we're going to form our carboxylate salt, right? And that looked like this. So this has 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons. So 2, 3, 4 carbons. O minus Na plus. And don't forget that extra methyl group at carbon 2. And then we're also forming back our amine, which in this case is just NH3. So we have our carboxylate salt and our amine. Let's try it with this one. With this one, the bond that's being broken is this. That'll help us reform or form our carboxylate salt, which would look something like this. We have our carbonyl carbon, O minus, Na plus, and then our amine. So we have the nitrogen with 2 groups, and then we reform our amine by adding the hydrogen onto it. So that closes out our talk about amines and amides. There will be one more lecture about glycols and glycerols covering saponification. It'll be relatively short because that's not a major part of your notes, but majority of your notes should be able to be filled out with the information from these previous lectures. So stay tuned for that last lecture. Otherwise, have a great rest of your day.